Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking more barbecue basics. So we're going to go up a level from where we were last time. Last time we were speaking about burgers. Really didn't go too well, but budget burgers, budget barbecue, and we're going to move on from there a little bit, and we're going to cook sausages and we're going to cook chicken today. Now, the reason we're going to cook sausages and chicken is because chicken, for instance, so many people I know will pre-cook these in an oven. So part cook them, pre-cook them, whatever you want to say, and then finish them off on the barbecue because they're not confident of what they're doing, managing the temperatures on the barbecue to be able to cook chicken from scratch. So we're going to go over that today. And also we're going to cook sausages because sausages take a little bit longer than obviously burgers, being a bit thicker. So there's going to be a good mixture of off the heat, on the heat to cook the sausages. So if you're getting ready for spring and summer, like I am with this beautiful weather, and you want to know some basics just to have some good barbecues in the summer, follow along and we'll show you what to do. First things first, this is obviously the budget barbecue I bought. I'm going to use this for a few cooks just to keep it simple. Now, since last time, these coals the airflow was cut off from them. So because the airflow was cut off from them, they just simply died down. These can still be reused. Now, what we're going to do today is we're actually going to use the charcoal funnel. I showed you last time how to light a barbecue without the funnel, but this is a great thing. It is very cheap, so I would highly recommend getting one of these. Just makes it a bit more foolproof in terms of getting the coals going. So first thing we're going to do, add some coals into the chimney. Whoop. Now, once we've got the coals in the chimney, what we're going to do, I'm going to put 2 fire lighters on the barbecue. Go in from the side. Hopefully my lighter works. I'll get a lighter that works. Lighter, take 2. And we're just going to simply light these fire lighters. You only have to do it one side, but do it 2 sides to get it going. No, I won't. I'll just leave it on that one side. So that's now doing its thing, getting going. You simply leave that to light the bottom of them coals. That will then obviously ignite the bottom part of the coals. It will catch on further up. And once them coals are nice and white, we can get them into the barbecue. So I'll be back in about 20 minutes. Okay, so these have been going 20 minutes now. And as you can see with this camera, is absolutely roaring. So what we're going to do with this specific barbecue, so I'm actually just going to lift that part off. Put that on me soap dish. Pour my coals in. So you can see how hot they are. Absolutely, red glows and stuff. All the coals have got the nice white dust on where they've been ignited. So now we can move the chimney. Obviously, you want to keep that out of the way. Make sure no one touches that. It's going to be red hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up for direct and indirect cooking. Now, straight away, I can feel that heat on my hand. and that isn't comfortable at all. So I would definitely recommend getting some heat resistant gloves. They're not a lot of money. On Amazon, I think you get some decent ones for about £20. Okay. So as explained in the last video, we have a direct heat source. So direct cooking, if you were to put your meat on top of there, it would cook very fast and very quick because that's where the main heat source is. We're going to use this outer area to at least get things going until we need to actually add it to this side to brown things off. So first things first, we've got that raging heat source in the middle there. Because we want the sausages and the chicken to cook longer, if you were to stick them direct over this heat source, they would simply cook the outside really quickly, not penetrate the inside, which would then mean charred on the outside, raw on the inside, and obviously not good. So first things first, add these sausages to the outside. Now, I've not mucked about this time. I haven't gone to Iceland because it was disgusting last time. I've gone to my local butcher's. So these are just straightforward pork English sausages. And in my opinion, there is no better barbecue meat than going to the butcher's. Also, I'm going to cook 2 chicken legs. So you've got the thigh and you've got the drum there. They're a good big bit of chicken. Look at that. I think you get many that are looking like that in your local supermarket. So again, this comes from a local butcher. Now we're going to keep these in the offset area. And now we've got these on the barbecue, we just need to be patient. So I'm going to get the lid on. By putting the lid on, we're now going to circulate that heat round. I'm going to open the vent. So we've got some good air circulation going round that kettle. And simply wait. So the chicken, I would envisage, would take about 40 minutes cooking it this way. And with the sausages, probably around 20 minutes. But we'll see how we go along. So I'm now going to leave that for a good 3 or 4, maybe even 5 minutes. Okay, so they've been on now about 4 minutes. As I said, the sausages will definitely cook quicker than the chicken. So I'm just going to move them about, turn them over. So you can see there's more of a hot spot down here where they're starting to colour. So I'm just moving the sausages around for a moment. I'll leave the chicken as they are. Okay, so these sausages have been on for just over 10 minutes now. Well, all of it's been on for just over 10 minutes. And as you can see, the sausages aren't burning at all. But all the time, they've just been cooking in an indirect manner, which is cooking the inside. So I actually think we can now start putting these on the heat to start getting some colour. I'm also just going to have a look at these chicken. I'm going to leave them as they are for a moment. Now let's start to try and get some colour on these sausages. They're starting to colour already, which is good. So you can hear that popping. Fat will obviously come out of these sausages soon. Popping is the skin. Look how quickly they colour. So could you imagine leaving them on the heat from the get-go? They'll be black within 6-7 minutes. So by obviously cooking the insides, I mean, you could have obviously coloured them first, then put them onto the outside. But the reason I've done it this way is because then you can control the colour much more. Keep moving them about as well. You can always, you're in more control of how they colour. If you leave them in one spot too much, then obviously they could blacken up on one side and just be a bit more inconsistent with colour. See that one there? Where I've left that literally, what, a minute and a half? A little bit black. Doesn't matter. It's going to taste nice still, but if you leave them too long like this, they're just starting to blacken up a bit. They're not going to taste any different. They're still going to taste fine, going to be nice, but if you want that consistent colour, you just got to keep moving them. See this colour here? Happy with that. Nice golden colour. I'm pretty much happy with them colours. That is getting very hot because I can feel it on my hand. So again, if you've got gloves, it will be better to wear one. Okay, so now I've got the colour there with all of them. I'm going to keep them on the outside. In the good old days, before we had things like meat thermometers, I would always just go with the golden rule of leaving them for 20 minutes on a barbecue. I know you can cook them in about 15 minutes, but yeah, I always found that was the best for at least 20 minutes, so you then know it's totally cooked through. So what I'm going to do now, they've been on for 17 minutes. I'm just going to check the inside temperature. So we're looking for an inside temperature of around 74, and these have actually gone beyond that at around 86, 82. Okay, nice. So they won't be overdone at that temperature. But as I say, the great thing with thermometers now, I mean, I purposely didn't check them as I was going through, because again, I wanted to try and keep it as basic as possible. And I know that the sort of golden rule is about 20 minutes. So the way that these have cooked, it is now, okay, so we're now 18 minutes in and they're done. And obviously they've gone beyond the safe zone, which is 74 degrees, I believe. So yeah, we're just in the low 80s. They're absolutely fine. So now it's time to take them off. They smell absolutely incredible. Who don't love a sausage? I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere. So you can see with these from the butchers as well, they haven't actually shrunk that much. This one has gone a bit deformed, but on the whole, they've held together well. Skin split, but it hasn't split too much where it's all falling out. And they're still a good size banger, as they say. Let's have a quick look at it. Now I'm going to turn these chicken over. They've been on there for a good little while. And as you can see, looking nice and juicy. I've purposely kept these plain. Haven't stuck any oil on it, haven't stuck any seasoning on it, haven't stuck any rubs on it. I just simply wanted to demonstrate how to cook a chicken from scratch on the barbecue. So let's have a little look at these, shall we? Can't go wrong. Lovely sausage. Basic, man. Sausages are lovely. Would recommend it all day long. Butcher's sausages, fantastic. Nice. So hopefully that's helped. I know cooking a sausage can be very basic to some, but I know a lot of people out there that are not heavily into barbecuing. They just want to have a good barbecue when the sun comes out. You know, need to know these basics. So hopefully that's helped you out. And what I'd like to go on and talk about is how you just take it to an extra little level and that is definitely a meat thermometer. Now, as you can see, with the sausages, I had them on there for about 18 minutes. I knew that they were going to be done, but at the same time, you know, it's great to just check the temperatures out. You can always Google what the inside temperature should be for different bits of meat. But yeah, with the sausages, 74 degrees was what we were aiming for. When I was probing it, we were in the low 80s. You know, it's not overcooked. It doesn't matter. It's just very much in the safe zone. So I would recommend these. I personally have got what they call a thermopen. I mean, these you're talking sort of £70 upwards, I think. And you think, wow, that's a lot of money for something where you're just checking out the temperatures, but they are very, very solid, very good. And I can imagine that's going to last me a long, long time. But nonetheless, BBQ Basics, barbecue on a budget. I had this for £8 from Amazon, and it does the job. I've gone through one of these in about a year, and I actually snapped it by sticking it into a bit of meat, and it bent the wrong way back. So, you know, my thermopen is obviously going to last me a lot longer, but does the job. £8, Amazon. Recommend it all day long. Then at least you know you're not going to be poisoning your granny or whatever you're going to do by having raw meat. So I totally recommend it. So we're now 35 minutes in, and I just want to check this chicken. So again, before I had a pen personally, I would leave the chicken on for a good 40 minutes. But as you can see, leaving it on the outside, this isn't burning. It's not burning at all. We've not even really coloured it properly yet. So leaving it on the outside there, that will cook absolutely fine. No need for pre-cooks or ovens or anything like that. But what I am going to do now is check the inside temperature, see where we are. So with chicken, we're also heading for 74 degrees. Skin's blistering up nice. It's going to lock in all them juices. Let's see where we're at. So when we probe, you want to probe a few areas around. So look, 70, 72, 73, 74. That's showing it's in the safe zone. Okay, it's a little bit down on the high 60s, but that's going to take no longer than 5-10 minutes to get up to temperature, especially when we stick it on the heat. 77, 78, that's right on the bone. 77, 79, the internal temperatures on these are fine, they're cooked. So now I am literally just going to colour them. So I'm going to keep the lid off, which will give it maximum temperature. And we're going to throw that on the hottest part. I'm actually going to do that on that side to give it more colour. We'll be dripping. And this is where you'll start to see the flames flare up a little bit. Don't have to panic. But if the flames get too much, just simply move the chicken off the heat. We're definitely there or thereabouts. So I'm happy with that. But by the time I brown these off, they're going to be absolutely fine. There you go, a few little char marks. So my prediction was actually pretty good. As I say, before I used to use meat thermometers, and if you haven't got one, 40 minutes is around the sort of time that I would use to cook these. And yeah, they're there. It's as simple as that. Now, as I say, I've kept this totally plain just to show you how to cook a piece of chicken from scratch on a grill. Now it's off the heat. That'll be absolutely fine. 5, 10, 15 minutes until obviously you serve whoever you know, if you're going to serve, if you've got a load of other meat. But yeah, that is it. But they are done. So now we're going to try it. Beautiful white meat all the way through. Look at that. Can't beat chicken on a barbecue. Juicy, tender, lovely. Okay, so now we've covered with a basic barbecue, burgers, sausages, chicken. Just going to go up one level. Some more chicken, exactly the same, 40 minutes, cooked how we cooked the last one. I've just added an absolutely lovely Mumtaz chicken tikka 15-minute marinade. You can make this sort of stuff, spices, yogurts, oil. I'm sure there's recipes online. It's pretty easy to do. I had a bottle of this in the cupboard. It's lunchtime and I'm filling my belly. So we're going to make that on the barbecue, see what it looks like. So I've got myself a rubber glove on because this will stay my hand for weeks. And we're going to simply put these on the outside. So again, off the heat. A lot of ash there. Doesn't affect the cooking. Beautiful, look at that. These will taste absolutely divine. Come back in 10 minutes and see what it looks like. Right, it's been on for 10 minutes now, so let's have a little look. Lovely. So again, you can see nothing's burning. It's getting that lovely indirect heat, which is cooking at a nice even temperature, which is obviously getting into the inside of them chickens. So that is going to be fantastic. Okay, so now we're 20 minutes in. We're going to have a little look to see how this is looking. Would help if I took the lid off and not try to lift the barbecue up. Okay. So, good stuff. Going to not drop it. It's hot. You know what? It's not actually cooked as long as I thought it would have done. So, I'm actually going to put this onto the heat. Try and brown this up a bit. Even though this is quite hot, coals, it doesn't look like there's much left of them. I'll do it. It's all of it. So I've added some more coals. So we're actually at 40 minutes now. So I'm going to check the chicken. Okay, they're getting up there now. So another 5 minutes or so and they'll be there. And they are done. Chicken tikka, chicken legs, done.